It is 9:47 on the program. Let's go back to the Bud Light Hotline, presented by Adams Beverage. Remember, Bud Light is an official sponsor of Super Bowl 50 and the National Football League. AP Steadham joins us from BamaMag.com, based in Mobile. And I know you're not in Mobile right now, AP, but you were earlier in the week. And I know the Senior Bowl is such a big event, has been throughout the years, and the city of Mobile just really embraces the Senior Bowl. And it's an exciting week there in the Port City, isn't it?
Oh, it really is, Gary, and the people like to attend the practices, and they get to see the players up close and get some autographs and carry on some conversations, and they really enjoy themselves.
The first year of the Senior Bowl, it was not held in Mobile. I want to say maybe it was down in Tampa or Jacksonville. I think it was Jacksonville. But every year since, it's been held in the city of Mobile. At one time, the game was struggling a little bit, but now it is the game as far as there are other postseason games, but nothing like the Senior Bowl. You have NFL head coaching staffs running the teams. The scouts have complete access. They're able to get down on the field at practice. It's the game that top seniors want to play in, and certainly it's big for these young men, but getting back to what Mobile has meant to the Senior Bowl, embracing the game like they have, having the political support, now having Reese's as the corporate sponsor, it's really allowed this game to thrive.
Yeah, they're really blossomed down there in Mobile. And, Gary, one thing that people should know is the players are at the team hotel, and the scouts, they're continuously speaking to them in the lobby, setting up interviews. There's really no other all-star game that can compare. This is just, you get the top-tier talent, and you're getting 800 to 900 NFL executives and general managers, scouts. So it's fantastic. I mean, there's nothing like it that can even touch the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, and I know the fans will come to the hotel and they'll hang out with the players, get pictures made, get autographs. It really is between the people of Mobile, the players. I know that I've heard NFL coaches and scouts say they love it. Some of the best stories are told at night after everything's wound down and people are sitting around the bar having a few cocktails and swapping stories. It's just a terrific event. And I know Mardi Gras probably, and nothing tops Mardi Gras, but the Senior Bowl is pretty doggone close, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's right up there. I mean, they moved the time of the game to 1:30 on Saturday afternoon just to help the police force so they can take charge of traffic and then have the time to prepare for Mardi Gras as well. So there's a combination of things that happened that week, but it's all in unison.
AP, as I stated earlier, I know you're up in Connecticut right now. We're going to get to the reason for that. But when you were in Mobile earlier this week, and, of course, Nick Saban, when he arrives on Tuesday for his annual pilgrimage to Mobile, it's like a rock star. And all the players are loved and shown great hospitality. But when the Bama guys are there, it's just something special, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And it was so nice to see Jacob Coker, the hometown player. People were lining the fence. They couldn't wait to get his autograph and chat with him. And he obliged, and every Alabama player, they were flocking to them to get the autographs and talk to them. And so it was really great. And, of course, when Nick Saban's in town, right, you can just watch like a beehive, the media kind of move with him and all the cameras. Once he's there, then the focus is on him.
We're visiting with AP Steadham from BamaMag.com, also a Heisman Trophy voter, and does some work for Voice of America Sports, based in Mobile. We're talking about the Senior Bowl, but we're also going to talk about some work that you're doing with talking to some of the top prospects for 2017. You're up there in Connecticut and visiting with Tariq Black, an outstanding wide receiver that Alabama and a lot of schools are recruiting. What are you working on with Tariq Black?
Oh, yeah, we had a chance to sit down last night to visit with Tariq, and also his mom and dad were there. I spoke to his football coach. So we just went over the recruiting process with him, and he actually visited Tuscaloosa around this time last year. And it was junior day, and one of the interesting stories his dad told me, they were just visiting with Mario Cristobal, the assistant coach, and Billy Napier, the wide receiver coach, but they got a call to see Nick Saban, so they were waiting outside the office, and the player who came out just right before they went in was Najee Harris, the number one running back in the country, committed to Alabama. He's from California. So when they have that junior day, not only is it good for the player to see Alabama, but they develop those friendships across the country with the players that Alabama is recruiting. So Najee was there that day. I think he received the offer. So Tariq and Najee, they're in communication, and also Tariq's in communication with quite a few of the other recruits who were there that day.
Black, a 6'3", 190-pound wide receiver from Cheshire Academy there in Connecticut. Clearly, Alabama is interested, and he's interested in Alabama. Still pretty early in the process for 2017, but you think the Tide has a good chance to gain a verbal commitment from this young man?
Yeah, well, Dad said a funny thing to me. He said, "Do you think we should go to Alabama first? Because I don't know if anybody can top them." So they were really impressed by the academic support and all the facilities. And, of course, Nick Saban, he's the number one recruiting man across the country for college football. And they were really impressed with everything down in Tuscaloosa. And Tariq told me the one thing that he liked about Alabama is national titles.
That's what
that was a two-word answer he gave me. I said, what impressed you the most? The national title. He fancies himself like an A.J. Green type. He's tall, has soft hands, can high-point the ball. He's physically gifted. He's well-spoken. He's smart. His dad played at the University of Maine. He was a linebacker on some good football teams there. We haven't even talked about the time Maine came down and played Mississippi State and beat them down there in Starkville.
We are visiting with AP Stedham from BamaMag.com. You mentioned Najee Harris, who is rated right now as the number one running back in the country out of California for 2017, already committed to Alabama. I mean, this young man has got all of the skills that you're looking for from a running back. Of course, Brian Robinson already committed to Alabama as well for the class of 2017, so running back's looking good for the future. When you got a guy like Najee Harris, though, AP, and he's so far from Tuscaloosa out there in California, those West Coast schools are going to continue to hound him and recruit him. Do you think this commitment will stick, or do you think at some point he might open up the process, or do you feel good that he is really 100% committed to Alabama?
When I first visited with Najee in August, I was out there for his first football game, and, there's some skepticism, just, that scenario you pointed out. But he said he had visited Alabama about 4 or 5 times, and at the end of that conversation, I felt he was pretty solid. Now, things happen along the way. We still have a whole year, but he really loved Alabama. And one thing he liked about Nick Saban, he told me, was he was all business. And he really appreciated that from the head coach.
It is amazing. You mentioned Tariq Black talking about his goal to win a national championship. A lot of these guys, their goal is to get to the NFL. Some of them are excited about playing for the best coach in college football in Alabama. It is wild right now. Offers everything: championship program, best coach in the game, pipeline to the NFL. I mean, it's not a surprise that they reel in top-rated recruiting classes one right after the other, is it, AP?
No, it's not. And a lot of times they'll mention to me the academic support. That's very important. For instance, Tariq Black, his dad went to the University of Maine. He works here in Connecticut. Graduated with a degree in business. So it's important to those folks that their young fella graduate.
It's the process, and it is always continuing. Real quick thought, AP, I know you're traveling around a lot, but you've gotten to see the basketball team some. Your thoughts on the job that Avery Johnson's doing with this basketball team in his first season?
Yeah, I really have high hopes for Avery Johnson in the Alabama program, because you've seen some improvement in the way they play at the end of games, and they've won some close ones, beat some teams that maybe they should not have. And I think he's going to continue to recruit across the country and get top talented players. And not only he's going to get some top talented players, but he knows what to do with them once they're on campus.
Good stuff, AP. Appreciate the time. You are a jet setter, my man. I never know where you're going to be, but you make it all around the United States covering sports. Good stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to be here, Gary. Anytime.